All right, I'm back. 2024 has been quite the year. For some reason, I'm supposed to do this. And we're going to go through a year and we're going to find out what happened with Alicia because it was quite the year for me. But it is definitely a new year we're bringing in with 2025 and 100% a brand new beginning. And to let you know, if you ever thought that you knew me over time, you're going to find out you have never known me. I promise you that. And what can I say? I'm a rule breaker. That's who I am, and I've been doing it my whole life. And because of it, I've had to make some crazy moves in my life. And it has gotten me to the best point in my life ever. Because we are in a spiritual war. And that war is inside of us. So, breaking rules, I have decided that I am no longer participating in the traditions of man. Somebody once came here and talked about traditions of man. They really liked him. Well, some people did. Some people still do. Some people did hate him and do hate him, even today. But I'm going to break some traditions and stop celebrating all the holidays that have us in some trap in our mind with all kinds of different issues when it comes around all these holidays, including lying to our children. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. Taking a look at myself as a Christian woman, even, that I once was, I no longer am. And I was lying to my children about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus over holidays and traditions of men. That's a big eye-opener for me. And all the other lying that has been going on with myself and with others. And I have made some changes. And this year, I'm changing. I'm not going to celebrate these pagan holidays that we've been celebrating. I'm coming up with something new because I'm a creator. And I have created many versions of myself. And I have burnt those versions of myself down, and I have been recreating and reinventing myself because that's what I do best. And I'm doing a new thing this year, which is celebrating my victories and my successes and my spiritual things that I have overcome. Big things, my learning lessons that I have learned. And that's what I'm doing this coming year. And God has led me in a direction to share it with you. Whoever chooses to go down this journey with me of the things that happened in 2024 that have led me to a great place in my life. And if I could only get one person to open their eyes and open their minds to the reality and the real world that is around us, it will be worth putting myself out here for it. It's a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster ride. And there's a lot to it. But I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with where I came through to. And, you know, some people like roller coasters. Some people don't. But, you know, you might learn something. And the last few years have been tough. They've been tough on a lot of people. Something's going on. Doesn't it feel like something's going on? And something's been going on with me. You know, 5 years ago, I was in ultimately a loveless marriage with a narcissistic dictator. And COVID was a real jarring, and there were other things going on. And I would listen to things and people would say, don't do dates, don't do dates. And I'll tell you what, I came to see how I, on a spiritual level, prepared myself and left that man on the only date I ever had. 12/12/21. Unplanned, unprepared. It just came. It was time. And I left with my 2 children. Things happened that if people knew some of the things that had happened, they would be pissed that I didn't leave him sooner. And the church played a huge role in keeping me stuck in that situation. It was tough and having a new beginning, but there was something going on inside of me. And that man died 13 months after I left him in January of 23. And left men in the church to punish me and my children. Having a preacher man taking his life insurance policy, asking me to pay his bills, and his cremation, which he ended up being accidentally cremated, so everything was free. That's called God watching out for Alicia. Everything always works out. And that's a learning lesson. But truly, I'm grateful to that man who put me through so much hell. And those men that were left in the church, not only did they clean his place up, and ultimately they did withhold his possessions and stuff from me. I didn't get much, but you know what? I didn't need much. Learning lessons over the last few years is letting go of things. People, places, and things. That's a huge lesson. And, but you know, they went in there, they cleaned everything up, they took care of it, and they helped push me to where I went on Facebook and I said I was done with the church. I knew I was going to have to do it one day. It was hard. It was a courageous thing for me to do. It was brave for me to do that. And you know, after I did that, something happened inside of me. It was truly a shackle. Religion was a shackle for me. And I got a message about a relationship that I did not want after all that hell I'd been through. But I went through a process to prepare myself by doing an evaluation of the man that I was looking for. And that includes a story that we are not going to tell today. But I went through a process to open my mind to a long-distance internet relationship that I had never been open-minded about before. And I went through this process along with evaluating myself and my life, because I was going to have major surgery from 2 very large fibroid tumors of 40 pounds. They ended up being 40 pounds. And when I went to the doctor, where I thought we were going to go to the next stage of doing biopsies, but they were too large to do such a thing, she said, we have to do surgery. It's kind of exploratory, you know, might lose some things, maybe not. She told me that it was going to be done on 9/11, and that was in 23, and I ultimately thought that it was fitting. And it was fitting, and it was worst case scenario with best case scenario results. I even had a blood transfusion in there. I didn't worry over it. I didn't fret over it. It was an experience that I had to go through to prove my power. And 3 days before I had that surgery, I had been saying, it's just a test to prove my power. They're going to be non-cancerous. And because that was the big thing. They could be cancerous, they could not. And I said, it's just a test for me to prove my power. They are going to be non-cancerous. And so 3 days before that surgery, I got Chinese food. I got a fortune cookie, and it said, you'll pass with flying colors on the next test you take. And I really utilized the power of my mind that I had as I healed from that surgery. Having your guts cut into is no joking matter. And I know women have had C-sections and stuff. I never had one of those. But you use your core muscles for everything. Coughing, sneezing, it's just something. That was an experience. But I had a great healing, and things were happening in my life. And I got down to this point where I sat down with this one man, and after I dropped his number out of my phone, hours later I was connected to another man in Nigeria, the other side of the world. I had done this evaluation, and me and this man named Ronald started a relationship. He wanted something with me. And there were all kinds of check boxes that happened. And I thought that he was the one, even though he was quite a bit younger than me. And, I proceeded forward with him to see what it took to get him here when I felt that I found the needle in the haystack that I was looking for. I will tell you, he was the needle stack in the haystack that I was looking for. He was. I found exactly who it was that God had wanted me to prepare for and go for. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. I learned a lot. And that's where I was last year, was in an agreement to do a marriage visa with him and have him come here. Last year, the end of last year, that's where I was at. In this relationship with this guy who was half my age. It was fitting. My husband, he was 23 years older than me. So it was fitting. And so also at the same time last year was my family was quite in this uproar with me, especially my mother, because I was hiding it kind of from her, but not really. You know, she could tell that something was going on. I knew she wasn't going to be happy about it. And that's where I ended 2023 off at. 2024 was quite the year. And heading into 2025 is exactly where I want to be. And in fact, I'm going to read this that I got. This is a great message. 2024 is ending, and I am still standing. I am growing. I am healing. I am learning. The past does not define me. The future cannot scare me. I am here, ready for all that's next. So I'm ready for 2025, and I'm ready to share my spiritual journey and the things that have come to me, the revealings that have come to me about myself and about my life and about the world and all these things. Because if there's one person that it helps, then it's worth it, because that's how things go. One person and then one person and then one person, and that's how Jesus did it. You know, that man that was loved and hated? Still is. But, you know, I've decided it's time for a change, and that's what I'm celebrating this coming year. And I'm going to take whoever is led to me, because people get led to people for a reason. But sometimes their reason, they don't see it because they're in the dark. I'm like the moon in the darkness. Gonna shine a little light. And maybe it will give you something to think about when it comes to your life and your reality and the world and yourself. Facing yourself and looking at yourself takes a lot of courage. You know, coming to see that I've been lying to my children, and lying is a soul violation. And you know the biggest person it's against? Myself. Because I hear myself say whatever nonsense that I know is not true all the time, or true or not true. But I hear myself all the time, more than anyone else. But I have been spiritually tested, and other people have been spiritually tested as well. And I'm going to share that with them, hopefully. Hopefully they'll end up being led and see how they were spiritually tested. Because they're just living in the dark. They have no idea. Many are. And I know that there have been people who have talked crap about me. I even know what some of that is. Some of it I don't know. But I got a message that God does know. He's very much aware of the crap that has been said about me. God taught me how to protect myself. So go ahead, talk crap about me. In fact, I'd love you to talk crap about me or talk good about me. I don't care. Whatever. It don't even matter. It don't matter. I got myself protected. So go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Maybe you'll come to realize a few things. Maybe not. Maybe you'll be stuck in the same old stuff, talking crap about people, not knowing the damage that you are truly doing, especially in your own life. Because your subconscious mind knows nobody else but you. That's it. Just you. So say whatever you want. And plus, God and the universe, source, creator, whatever you want to say, is always listening. Every thought, every word, is always being listened to. I'm a rule breaker. I'm searching for the kingdom of God. I did not find the kingdom of God in the church, in religion. Looking for that golden soul where we create heaven on earth. How do we do that? So much stuff going on in the world and in our lives. And how do we create that heaven on earth? How do we get rid of all this nonsense stuff going on? That's what I'm after, and that's what I'm finding. That's what I came here for. But it takes us collectively to do that. Jesus said that the kingdom of God is inside of us, but the kingdom of hell is inside of us too. There's nothing physical about it. You live in your own hell or you live in your own heaven. The choice is yours. The choices are you going to love yourself, love your life, love the people around you, find gratitude in the things? Are you going to be afraid that someone's going to break in your home? Or, that you're going to go rot in hell in some lake of fire? People hold a lot of fear on themselves, but not just fear, but guilt and shame. Conforming to the world. And I have done anything but conform. Well, I have conformed. It got me into a lot of trouble. A lot of, it doesn't work. Doesn't seem to work. I'm in my me era. And I am learning and growing so that I can teach and help. And that's what this is about. And that's what this coming year is about for me. So see what you can learn and see what you can grow from me. Whatever it is. Listen to this podcaster. He said that he doesn't want to think about clothing, so he bought himself 30 pairs of jeans and 30 black shirts. So he just wears black shirt and a pair of jeans. That's it. Now see, that's called simplifying your life, and I'm very interested in simplifying my life. And so, you just never know what somebody might get from what you are saying, because it might be just totally different. Something might be like, oh, you know what, I could do that. I should come up with something to simplify my life with, And I want to say that 2025, big changes are happening and coming. We all know it. You know it, I know it. We all know it. It's a time for change. And I'm making up my own rules. And I'm giving up those traditional holidays. And celebrating my successes. And I'm sharing that journey with you. And anything else, I guess, God would want me to say. When I feel inspired. Special holidays, and my first big start off is going to be New Year's Day tomorrow on 2025. What a better way. And to reflect back to my proposal with my children and see what did I truly learn from that? And how did I grow from doing such a thing? And what kind of spiritual lessons did I learn about myself and about the situation? It should be interesting. So, get your popcorn and enjoy 2025, because it's going to be the best year ever. The best is yet to come. And 2025, it's going to get better and better, and the best is yet to come. I promise you that. Enjoy your day.